What's up? What's up? What's up? Everybody in the place to be. It's your boy Prism God in the place to be. Um, Today is it's Wednesday. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna go there. Today is Wednesday. It's 8 p.m. and you guys know what time it is, right? It's time to start the show. So before we go ahead and start the show, you know what it's time for. So let's kick it off right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's your boy Prism God in the building. Bear with me. I kind of lost my voice this past weekend. If you guys went to Dallas this past weekend, you know how crazy it was. Definitely one of the best shows in the country. I'll continue to support it. Um, so last week, I know we talked about a whole lot, and I really appreciate you guys jumping in. And I know you guys have been kind of like dealing with me going with co-host to co-host, and we haven't had Mark in a while, and that's okay. We're gonna have Mark soon. Mark will be back. But right now, I got a very special guest on here today, and it's my boy from the VA area. He's actually a very new collector. The reason why it's important is because I really want you guys to pay attention to something real quick, um, because I literally have I've had this opportunity to really like educate a lot of people in the hobby, and I think it's important to for you guys to know that you guys are not the only ones that are being educated. I have friends and family across the country who hit me up all the time, asking me for questions, chiming in, asking me about different things on a daily basis. So with that being said, I want to bring this guy on here because he's actually a very good knowledgeable person about the sports industry, and sometimes I actually call him up randomly and I ask him questions about things in the football world because a lot of times I don't necessarily don't have time to really read every single thing, so I get advice from a lot of different people. And we always talk about on the show having really good resources, and I think that's really having good resources and people that you can confide in this hobby helps you with making educated um, like like investment, so to speak. So I think it's important to have a nice stable team of people that you could depend on. I'm kind of one of those people for a lot of different people. So I honestly feel like it's very important for me to at least bring on one of those people. I had one of my guys on in the past. Mark, you guys met last year when we originally did Prism Gods. Probably about 2 months ago, I brought on my boy Jesse. He's also another guy. Now I'm bringing on my guy Terrell. We used to work together a while ago, T-Mobile back in the day when I had a job, but that's okay. Now we're just living the dream, and we're doing what we love, and it's pretty fun. We travel the country, we go to different shows, we meet new people. It's about relationships, and I think it's dope. So if you guys continue to bear with me and jump in anytime, any questions you guys or concerns you guys may have, feel free to jump in. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to get my guy Terrell. Check it out. What's
Hey,
up, T?
what's going on, you guys out there? This is my name is Terrell, aka Trouble 123. Yeah, man, just excited to have the opportunity to be on here with Prism God. Just like a brother to me. Been known him for a while, for years. He introduced me to the business, to the game, and and now I'm just moving forward and just steady learning and trying to build on it. And going from there, we just trying to do the best I can and just put input out there and gain knowledge from these guys, and just anything I can help with, just move forward with. And it's excited about the opportunity.
Yes, yes. So again, it's crazy because I always bounce ideas off of everybody that I know, and because I kind of look at myself as kind of being like a resourceful person, and I've been trying to really pivot to like buying more football this year. I bought more football this year than I've ever bought in the past. And a lot of it is due to the knowledge that I've attained through talking to you, talking to my boy Jesse, talking to different people that are out there. But for me, basketball has been my number one sport. It's always easy to kind of get into. And I tell a lot of people that are getting into the industry, it's easy to really focus on one thing master one thing and then start adding other things in there, because trying to do soccer, football, baseball, basketball, and trying to remember all these different people's names is really hard to do. So I think it's very important to focus on one thing, master that one thing, and then go on to the next. So once you kind of figure out, and this is kind of talking to you because I know you're new to the industry and you're kind of getting to the point to where you're about to make some investments. Um, I mean, talk to people how you feel about the hobby right now. I mean, you've been in the hobby for about 6 months right now. I mean, talk to people how
Yeah,
you've been feeling.
yeah. I mean, I feel good about it. It's a lot of challenges, but at the same time, you got to keep going and keep being persistent, and stay on your grind. There's a lot of changes going on out there, a lot of obstacles and things in your way, but you got to keep on going and just keep building on it. Trust the process, and just build those relationships with people that you know, and don't think that you know everything, and just take advantage of what people are trying to, your friends or family or whoever is trying to give you the opportunity to build on. And I'm gonna piggyback on some of the things he's saying as far as knowing what sports and things of that nature. You got to start kind of early with that. You got to be ahead of the game. You got to look at
Yeah,
when it comes to you got to look at these kids even back in high school. To be honest with you,
mhm,
you got to look at them now.
exactly.
The 2026 class. I mean, my son's a ninth grader. I mean,
Yeah,
eighth grader. And they already got things going on. So
that's
you know,
dope.
th- it's moving fast. So the more that you can get out there and learn learn who's playing, who the kids are that are coming out next, is going to be a great asset to you. You know.
Correct. You're absolutely right. All right. So Jimmy Snyder actually chimed in and says, "Who do you invest in right now? One player from three major sports. You want to take on? You want to take on your take on that? Three people to invest in three major sports. You can pick
I
whatever
mean,
sport you want.
obviously on basketball, you're definitely going to go with Lamelo Ball and Edwards right now. You can look out for Quickly too, out of Philly. I think he's definitely somebody that's you can keep your eye
Well, he's in
on.
New York. What you mean? He's from Philly?
I mean, from New York. Yeah,
Yeah,
but definitely him Quickly. He's a guy you gotta look out for. He's look like he's starting to break through. When it comes,
absolutely.
yeah, definitely. When it comes to football, obviously you're gonna go with the quarterbacks. They're definitely where you're at. The Herberts and the rest of the guys, the Tours and those guys are obviously coming up. But when you're going forward to this crop of guys, obviously Trevor Lawrence,
Yeah.
he's the guy.
Now,
I
now, who
think
are you investing in baseball? Who do you feel like is going to be the next big
baseball,
thing in baseball? You probably
baseball,
already know it.
baseball. Still a little bit. You're looking at Bichette, things of that nature. With a couple of guys there, obviously, the Kunas and the Sosa. I mean, not the Kunas and
Soto.
Stoto. Sorry,
Yeah,
those
exactly.
guys. But Bichette, I think he's a good guy. I think I think he's a good guy to I would look into getting some of
Okay.
his stuff.
Well, there you go, Jimmy. Looks like he gave you his three major people to invest in, and I'm pretty much doing the same thing in basketball. I'm more so looking at Lamelo Ball and Anthony Edwards as well. And honestly, Jimmy, don't be surprised if you can invest into some of the people from 2017, 2018 class. I know we're talking about as early as right now, but there's a lot of people in the last 3 years who have not even had the opportunities yet. And it's going to be a lot of things that's going to happen in the NBA within the next year and a half with trades and people going to be moved around. And there's going to be a lot of people going to get time that didn't get a chance. Like Nikhil Alexander Walker, the point guard from New Orleans, is a beast. He's just sitting on the bench. We still have, yeah, Devin Booker's definitely up there, but he's not really like somebody that you kind of like can invest in right now. He's already kind of been up there. He's already gotten that bump that you're looking for, and from an investment standpoint. You're looking for people that's kind of like who's under the radar, so to speak. Jonathan Isaac still out there, and I know people know I'm big on Kevin Knox and Jonathan Isaac. So these guys are still. The thing is, they're 20 years old. So, like, I mean, at what point in time, Trouble, do you think that somebody that's 20 years old is a bad investment?
Yeah, I mean, just it's kind of who I think is a bad investment at 20 years old right now. Is that what you're
No,
asking? Or
no, no. My question is, like, at what point in time do you feel like somebody is like a bad investment? Like, like, because some of these kids, like, I think the expectation of some of these kids is
Oh
It's like a
yeah,
Zion or bust. It's like a Luca or a bust. It's like a Ja or a bust. But the
yeah,
reality is that some of these kids are 20 years old, 19 years old, and they may take 2, 3 years to develop.
yeah. That's definitely true. I mean, like he was saying, in regards to Isaac and stuff like that coming back off of injury and things of that nature. I mean, people are trying to kind of written him off and things of that. But the way with the technology now with ACLs and things of that nature, and kids come back. You have opportunity to become a star. What I mean, it's just
Absolutely.
you just got
Absolutely.
it's hitting gyms everywhere. So it's just you gotta just do your research and watch a lot of games and just and watch and even go back into college and just watch them when they're playing in school. I'm a big ACC guy, so what I'm saying. I watch a lot of ACC basketball, so you
Nice.
know, so I check a lot of those guys out there too. DeAndre Hunter, I know he's injured right now, but he's coming back. You can look out for him.
Maybe
Yeah,
another good investment as well, guys. If
I
you're
would
thinking about
definitely say Hunter. I think he was at one point in time he was the second or third leading scorer on the team, second leading scorer on the team, and then he went to the
correct
injury.
at the beginning of the
I
year.
wouldn't be shocked right now if I know he didn't have a really good game the other night, but I wouldn't be shocked during this series he make an impact. Once he gets his legs on him.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, he only had like a week or two before he just came back, going straight to the playoffs. So I mean, it's definitely some ample opportunity for him. All right. So another thing is, you kind of mentioned in baseball, Acuna. Acuna is definitely one of those guys that people sit here and say he has a lot of room for growth, and I definitely can agree that he's still probably an investment, even as high as he is. Lou Bob, I think somebody mentioned, Jimmy mentioned about Lou Bob. Lou Bob is Louis Robert is Lou Bob or Louis Robert. He's one of those people that he's injured right now, but he can definitely come back and make an impact, especially with the White Sox being number one in the division. Shout out to the White Sox being from Chicago, the good guys in black, making an impact this year. So now hopefully we get a chance to get to the World Series to be dope. But definitely Lou Bob is on the radar for investment, especially with him being down. It's definitely a good time to buy him. Another person, let's see, I meant basketball, football. That guy from Buffalo, the quarterback.
Oh yeah, Allen. Yeah, he
Yep.
definitely is a guy to look to. Allen
Did you hear the MVP candidates? They're saying Herbert might get a chance to compete for MVP this year.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely Herbert. Just you got to be careful a little bit going to the sophomore year. We'll tell the tale here in a couple of months, but I think where he's trajected, I think he's going to be. His trajectory is very high right now. He definitely got the skill. I definitely think they got a lot of pieces around him. Yeah, he's definitely somebody. That's definitely ready for next year. I wouldn't say MVP quite yet, but I think he's going to put up some good numbers.
Well, it's crazy because I like the quarterback class, which is I've been buying very heavy on quarterbacks this last like 6 months. I started out buying Joe Burrow, picked up some Herberts, picked up some Tuas, picked up some Allens, picked up a few other quarterbacks on the radar who are on my radar this year. And because like I said, I'm trying to pivot more into football because as I educate myself in the industry, I start to learn that once playoff time hits on basketball, it's a good time to start buying football because we're literally like 90 days away from football. And if you notice, guys, there are people that are listening and are watching. If you go to these shows, that's what people are looking for. We're looking for football right now. So
Yeah.
the reality is if you want to make a smart investment, you should probably be looking into football right now.
Mhm.
Let's see. Jose says, I like Brandon Clark, Matisse Thybulle, Kobe for the basketball. Got a strong PC for them football. I'm buying Jerry Judy. All right, watch out for those wide receivers, man. QB's only in my is for my 2 cents for investments, but there are some wide receivers out here who make a lot of noise.
Oh yeah, definitely. Justin Jefferson is one of the guys you want to look into. Obviously, he's a big time player. He's put up some good numbers up with Minnesota. He's definitely somebody that can take it to the next level.
Yeah.
So if obviously with the next class coming up, I would look at Jamar Chase coming out with Cincinnati. He's teamed up with Burrow, so I would definitely for the next crop. Not really talking about last year's crop, but this crop coming up, Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Definitely somebody I would look at.
Definitely. All right. So Jimmy says, "Yeah, I feel like we were at an end hobby. No one is patient enough, but with Panini pushing so much product, it's hard to slow down on stuff." Absolutely, Jimmy. There's so much product that's being pushed out right now. It's hard to keep up with everything. It's funny that you say that because I literally talked to Mark earlier today. I know he's not on the show today, and I got my boy Terrell on the show, but me and Mark still talk. So we talked earlier, basically about how the hobby is just different now. Um, like literally recently, well, today I just got my grades for 200, 200 cards, 200 card lot from PSA, and thinking to myself like, man, I paid $20 a card. I wish I could buy some more cards that I can grade for $20 a card. But the reality is, their time is over. For the new people that are out there, it's a very weird time, and I know Terrell, I know you're just getting into it.
Yeah.
I say to the people that are listening and the people that are watching, do not give up. Just like I always tell people, when we've been talking about the last show in Dallas, we said buy the dip. Buy the dip. It's kind of like stocks. You buy the dip. So basically, if you'd have bought the dip on Luka, you'd probably be appreciating a little bit of what you got going on now. Potentially they're probably going to beat the Clippers. They probably should have beat them last year.
That's definitely what it's looking like. Luka's definitely a factor going into the season. Yeah, I mean, I like to say this in the industry wise, as far as purchasing cars and things of that nature. I mean, it is kind of crazy right now with a lot going on, with, as far as especially on the retail end and things of that nature, with all the things going on with different vendors and things of that nature. So
Yeah.
you just got to just stay in there and just build those relationships with people, and from there, try to break through, because I don't think at the end of the day it's going to be held back for that much longer. But I think it's going to open back up at some point, but just stay down with it.
Yeah, I agree. I totally say stay down, double up, push hard. Or another thing to do, guys, is pivot. So when times get hard and you really want to try to figure out what to invest in, try to figure that out. For me, I guess personally, I'm to the point now where I'm probably gonna start breaking. I feel like it's almost a guaranteed situation where I can make money. I think it's a pretty sound investment. Guys, like don't be like, I know everybody wants to rip boxes, right? But if you buy a box that potentially can be worth more money in the future, is almost the same thing as buying some cars that could potentially be worth more in the future. So I say that to say, like, don't be ashamed of buying a box of Prism basketball for $1,500, and then next season it's 3,000. It's very possible that it can get to that point. Um, so just guys, stay focused, pivot a little bit, learn. Like all these new companies are coming out here and they're buying the industry, like literally at a fast rate. Companies like Collectible just acquired. So I knew another company today. Um, Companies like all they're buying everything. We sat next to them in Dallas, and they spent millions of dollars on cards. Um, and I say that to say, like, man, it's just the industry will get. It's forever changing. So I feel like, guys, we're still young enough to where we can. There's if you have a lane, go to that lane, master that lane, pivot, learn new things that are going on in the hobby, and be successful in it. Um, Go ahead. Definitely. See, Jimmy says definitely going through an adjustment. I like it. Call it, like you said, kind of like stocks. Absolutely, Jimmy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. So I want to count. I know you've never been to the Dallas show. Have you ever been to a card show before?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Nah, that's one thing I haven't been to a car show yet. I mean, I'm looking forward to going to some of these shows here lately. I'm in the infant stage when it comes to the car game, but at the same time, I pick up pretty fast, and I learn pretty fast. But yeah, my opportunity to come to get out to these shows has been limited. But at the same time, I'm definitely looking forward to get out there. Yeah,
Nice.
I'm ready for that. I'm just waiting for the opportunity to get out there. But at the same time, I've been on the grind. So I'm
There you go.
definitely.
Well, I will say this, man. Like, because the hobbies, like I said, it's a new hobby now, right? Because we literally go to shows every weekend. Most of the top performers in the industry, we go to shows every weekend. We're buying cards every day. We're moving cards every day. So this is kind of like, this is what we do, right? Because this is our career. For most of us, most of the people that I know, my peers, this is our career. This is what we do. This is how we make a living. Um, this is a very special field, and again, it's something that's forever changing. It's like retail. Something changes. We kind of move where it goes, and just kind of figure out where to go. You might get a groove going. Like last year, I was buying raw cards, grading them, getting them to come back. I made a couple of dollars. I was good. It was, this year is a little different. Um, we're definitely trying to, like, adjust and pivot a little bit more and figure out ways to make money in this industry, because there's so many different ways to do it. Literally, I just went to the show in Dallas, and I seen a guy make a case for the graded cases, and that's an idea that I kind of had myself like within the last 6 months. And because I don't have the mental capacity to kind of focus on it because I have so much other things going on, I was like, man, I just kind of told one of my cousins, I was like, hey man, you should probably make a case for the cards. It'd be a dope idea. And then here this guy comes at the Dallas show and he sells us some case. And another thing I found, I have to show it to you guys maybe next show, but the guy made this thing like a divider for the boxes, which is pretty dope. And kind of going back a little bit, T, on the Dallas show, it's a 450 table show. It's thousands of people there. It's thousands of deals going on, hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe millions of dollars in transactions are happening. It's an amazing show. A lot of the top dealers in the industry are typically there. A lot of sponsors are there. Well, not a lot of sponsors, but it's probably it's a handful of sponsors that are there. It's the biggest show outside of the Nationals. And the best shows typically to go to in the United States as of right now will probably end up being the Miami show, the Dallas show, the National, and also Culture Collision.
Yeah, definitely that show.
There you go. All right, so Jimmy says, I got a table with Prism God show in Atlanta in July. First time setting up as a vendor. Kind of worried my table might be underwhelming compared to most. Jimmy, never fear. Just do the best that you can. Come with it and have some fun. I think at the end of the day, it will be a learning experience for all of us, and we'll continue to get better. And I hope you learn a lot at the show. Let's see. Jimmy says, Jose says, I got a table. Also, I think you will be good, bro. Find someone to split it with you if you can't feel it. Absolutely, Jose. That's an excellent idea. I did that with Kobe Collector. That was the first time I ever met him. We split a table. All right. So, Terrell, what are you expecting from a show, man? What are you thinking?
I mean, one of the things that I really expect from the show is be able to interact with people that's been in the that got the knowledge for years of experiences and being out there. Opportunity to maybe potentially obviously get some good deals and some slabs and things of that nature. Find out what's going on over there, and at the same time, some of the product that I might have, I might have some extra stuff I can bring down there and and interact and maybe have some transactions myself. And looking for the masses and just see how big the actual event is. We'll understand it with this particular show with the Prism God show, and it's going to be sneakers and Pokemon and everything out there. So I mean, look for the variety and how it's going to be. It's going to be a little bit more than just just one particular item. It's going to be a little. The base is going to be broad. So just looking for the overall experience.
Yeah, I think that's something important, right? Because I think so doing the show, I'm not gonna lie, I'm biased to the Prism God show, to Culture Collision, as well as I should be, right? Because I feel like I have expectations on the show. I want to do the best I can do with the show. I want to have brilliant ideas. I want it to be fun. I want it to be exciting, and I want the best vendors in the United States. Or the best in the world. So with that being said, you run it when you're doing the show, you kind of learn all these different things, and people kind of back out of you, especially when there's a lot of different things going on, which I'll show eventually because I'm working on something really special without kind of going into detail. But I'm working on something really special to kind of show you the behind the scenes of what we have been going through with the show. But I'm kind of like gonna do like a behind the scenes to show what it's like to build up a show. And I think that'll be fun and exciting, and at the same time, a learning experience for all of us. Because maybe you guys will kind of seem like, yeah, I don't want to do a show if you got to go through all that. But it's a lot of politics involved, and I've had conversation with people because it's no secret, our show is the same weekend as Dallas, right? So I mentioned to you a second ago, Dallas is one of the best shows in the world, right? Well, in the United States. I consider ourselves there too, even though it's our first show. But you know what type of person I am, right? Like, you know what type of person I am, T. I'm the type of person, like, I go hard.
Definitely. I've known Prism God for 10, 11 years now, maybe more than that. 12 years, probably, somewhere in there. He's like a brother to me. We live in the same neighborhood. We work together. So I already know he's gonna go hard. I already know this event's gonna be the best event going out. I mean, even though it's the first, I think it's going to be still the best one going. Like I said, it's going to be a variety of different things. That's what's going to set it apart from others.
Exactly.
You have sneakers. You're going to have Pokemon. You have sports. You have other entertainment, other events going on to bring people together. To the show. It's gonna be more than just I would say a card show. It's gonna be
Yeah.
an event. That's what I look at it as.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, a lot of times I kind of keep my composure a little bit about this show. So because I hear people's like, "Oh man, I got to choose between Dallas. I got to choose between you guys," and that's cool. I'm not mad. Would never, like I said, I would never discredit anything. But I will say this: um, with each vendor that are part of the show, we will be like people like Jimmy. It's your very first show, man. Kill it. Be like, be the best version of yourself at the show. Have fun. Most importantly, have fun. And remember, this is something that we're building up. And this is being your first show. You're not going to know everything. You're going to learn something at the show. So take what you learn at the show and go do it again at the next show and just keep getting better. Because as I started to do shows, I had to do the exact same thing. But I will say this: do not be scared, because the reality is being scared is only human, is a human thing, man. We're fine. You're gonna get over that. But it's just honestly just focus on being the best version of yourself and continue like growing and learning. And hopefully, what you'll do is you'll pay attention to the Prism God channel. You'll listen. You'll pay attention. Won't you go to some shows before you actually do the show? Learn and pick up some things before you go to the show, so then you'll kind of learn how things go at shows, and that way you won't kind of be completely in the dark. So for the people who it's your first time showing, setting up at the Prism God show, that's okay. It's not a big deal. We're still going to have fun. We're still going to educate you, and people like Terrell and other people that are out there that are new to the hobby, because it's important for us to, like, to me, the hobby is kind of like this private club that at the end of the day there's only exclusive amount of people who are able to get into. And I think that right now my idea with Culture Collision is trying to break that. I want to add new members to the club and to the hobby, and not make it so exclusive to where you have to have X amount of money to get in, because right now kids can't even afford to get in anymore because the retail industry is changed. So how do kids get in right now?
Yeah.
What would you think, Terrell?
Yeah, to be honest with you, way it's so cutthroat out there right now when it comes to in the retail side of it. I mean, the only thing actually they can hope that they can maybe get online. You know what I'm saying, to be honest with you,
Yep.
maybe get a bot or something like that. Luckily that's even expensive. So I mean, the kids are kind of phased out at the end of the day, because you got executives coming in trying to get trying to get in on this.
And honestly, that to me, somebody hit me up early and they said, we're having a drought right now in the industry. Are you scared? I said, no, I'm not scared. I'm more scared about the fact that the future of the hobby is almost if we're depending on kids to be the future of the hobby, and they're not there to buy retail, and they're not there to participate in what's going on, because we're in this tight niche. When you go to Dallas, it's the boys club. It's a tight niche of people. At the end of the day, we all go there every time there's a Dallas show, and there's no learning experience. There's no experience or anything going on. But it's not just in Dallas, right? So I don't want to sit here and just badmouth Dallas. It's at every card show. If you're new to the card show world, there's no educational value or no value that is put into the show, in my opinion. So, like, if you go to a show, you might be lost.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I'm like I said, I'm kind of new to this thing, but at the same time, I've been out here for a while now, and I see how things are going, and the trajectory where things are going right now is, for the young kids and things of that nature, it's gonna be kind of rough for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. So, I mean, it's opportunity still out there, but unless some things change in the retail world, which I think they're gonna make some changes, then that area of opportunity for some of the young kids is gonna be it's gonna be rough for them, just straight up.
I agree. All right, so let's talk about something a little bit softer right now, because we're gonna talk a little bit about what's going on in the NBA. Right now we got the first round of the playoffs. We talked about it a little bit briefly earlier. I didn't get a chance to talk to you about the season preview, but I'm gonna talk to you right now about your predictions on who's gonna get to the finals. You don't have to say who's gonna win a championship. I just want your prediction right now on record of who's gonna get to the finals.
Well, I mean, right now it's looking like I'm going to go on a limb, man. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and ride. I think Phoenix is going to take is going to get it.
You think
I know.
Phoenix is gonna
I think
beat Lakers?
I think the Phoenix is going to be Lakers. I really do. I really think. I think they got
Oh,
a
Chris
little more.
Paul's gone. He's out.
Well, they still have Booker. You know what I'm saying? They got,
Oh,
and they have Booker. They have some. The big man is inside. I think LeBron has lost a little step, man, after the injury. Right now, I think that Phoenix is going to win that series. I think Phoenix might come out of and I don't even think Chris Paul is going to be out the whole series though. I don't think so.
I don't even know. I haven't got a chance to really pay
I think
attention.
Arizona. I don't think he's out the series, but I think Phoenix is going to win. I think Phoenix is going to definitely. I think the Phoenix is going to come out of the West. And for the East, I'm still going to go ahead and go with New Jersey. I think they're still going to. I was thinking about Milwaukee, but I don't know if they're gonna have enough firepower at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, my obvious was basically Lakers versus Brooklyn. I said that I'm gonna stick with that.
Brooklyn. I'm sorry, not Jersey, Brooklyn. I'm sorry, not Jersey, Brooklyn. Yeah, Phoenix.
I knew what you meant, man. The New Jersey Nets. I knew exactly what you're talking about. But it's okay. All right. So who you think will win MVP this year? Who's the MVP of the NBA?
I'm gonna say Joker. Joker's gonna win the MVP. I think he's gonna get it. I mean, I think he's due for it. I think all the momentum is swinging his side. I'm gonna say Joker for sure.
Even though I think Giannis basically has the same numbers he's had for the last 2 years.
Yeah, that's true. But Joker is still. I think they're on. They're gonna want to give that to Joker. Even though Joker's a great player. I mean, Joker's putting up solid numbers. I think he's a really good player. I think it's Joker's year.
Yeah. All right. So Jose says Joker. Also, Jose says, yeah, definitely rough when you first start out going to shows to learn that quick in the shoe stuff. Okay. I don't know what you meant by it, but I kind of have an idea. But that's okay. All right. So you got Phoenix coming out, man. That's tough Phoenix, over there, man. God,
I'm going on a limb on it, man. But the Phoenix, bro, it's something about them right now. I'm thinking
they lost yesterday. I mean, they lost yesterday, but they barely lost, so it wasn't really like.
But I think if they can get past Lakers, I think they got it. Because I think Memphis is going to give Utah all they can handle, and I just don't feel like Utah got enough firepower at the end of the day. To get it done. Denver's still there, with Portland. You know what I mean? That's a tough one. But I think if Phoenix can get past this series here with Lakers, I think Phoenix can get it. I really do.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, man, I'm wondering what the ceiling is for Portland. What Portland's ceiling is. Is Portland going to finally make some noise? Like,
Portland going to do the same thing I think they always been doing. I think they're gonna play. They're gonna play a hell of a series, and they're gonna lose. That's my opinion.
Wow.
The same thing they always done. I mean, whatever they done, they do the same thing every time. Until they crack the ceiling, then until they crack the ceiling, what they're doing, I don't think so. I'm not sold on Phoenix. I'm not sold on Portland.
Yeah, Portland. I like Portland. I think, man, you know what? CJ McCollum in that last game was like non-existent. Like, it's crazy that he was non-existent. I guess I didn't understand that he was just like he played that bad in that game. Like, I don't know, man. I'm rooting for CJ McCollum because I actually thought he was a really good player. But now I'm kind of wondering, like, do they need to trade him? Because Damian Lillard needs a co-star.
Either Damian Lillard. I know he don't want to leave Portland, but I think at the same time, I think at some point he's gonna have. I mean, unless they're gonna ship a bunch of people there, I think he's gonna go somewhere else.
Maybe CJ McCollum for Bradley Beal and some other people.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think the way the Wizards. I'm a Wizards fan. Let me be straight. I'm probably the only Wizards fan you ever had on this show. I'm a Wizards fan. I'm DMV all day. But the thing is, I think the Wizards. I'm kind of like, I kind of like what they're trying to put together. I always said if they can get any kind of decent big man support, they can have a decent team, even when they had Wall. You know that I've been saying that for years. They can get any kind of big man, that can play with them. And with Gafford, I think he stepped up. Even though they're getting swamped, I like
Gafford. I like Gafford a lot.
Even though they're getting started right now, but I think I think they're going to hold the team together. At first, I was thinking they won't. gonna it was gonna just disbanding the team. But I think by them making the playoffs and playing, I think they're gonna keep Scott Brooks. And don't be surprised if there's a free agency destination that somebody might want to come there to play with.
Yeah, I mean,
Dylan Westbrook.
Well, Westbrook has definitely stepped it up this year. I don't know what his numbers he's put up this year. Like he put up the same numbers and was an MVP too. It's like is the NBA getting to the point to where stats don't really matter as much anymore? We're seeing stats don't really matter that much. Is it all fluff?
I mean, no. I mean, I don't think it's much of fluff. I just think the pace of the game, the way that Washington plays, they play fast pace. So one of the things, even when he played in Oklahoma, the fast paced style gives you more opportunities to get rebounds, assists, and running. Especially when they're on all cylinders. But the problem is when you play in the playoffs, a half court game. I think that's where they that's where Westbrook, in Washington, even with Oklahoma, and where they struggle. The playoffs is a whole different game. You're playing half court, so so some of those numbers are going to be hard to get than playing like full court, like street ball, where you can get rebounds, run, assists, and all that. Mm-hmm. It's easier to do, but it's a whole different game. It's not the same game in playoffs as it is regular season.
Absolutely. And what's crazy is like you talk about all these things from your insight and your ideas, and that's why one of the reasons why I was really pushing you so hard to get into the card industry, because I feel like with the knowledge that you can make sound investments based upon the research you do. You already do the research, so I think that there's a person that's just like you in the industry, and they always say, "Man, what do I buy? What should I invest in?" Like somebody earlier, Jimmy said, "What do I buy? What do I invest in?" Name some people to invest in. You've only been in the industry for 6 months, and you've kind of already picked up on some sound investments on who to buy and who to invest in. And I think that those things are very important. For you guys out there that are listening or watching, if you're investing, it's very important to know what you're investing in, like to know who you're investing in, like assume the future a little bit. Yeah. One person we mentioned earlier, and I know I'm kind of backtracking a little bit, but you mentioned Anthony Edwards. All right, so Anthony Edwards was playing really well this year without D'Angelo Russell, and I forgot the other guy he had that was injured. Jarrett Culver, I don't know where he just disappeared to, but I guess he's non-extinct. He's extinct at this point, but Cat Williams probably going to be out of there next year. What happens to this guy when Cat Williams is out of there? Does this guy get the green light to just shoot 50 shots a game and just go crazy?
I think he's the type of player that, Anthony Edwards is the type of player that can get his own shot. He can shoot the three, he can get to the basket. He's like a bigger Dwayne Wade as far as I'm concerned, with a little bit more athletic and a little better shot, to be honest with you. I think he's a special kind of player. I think, even if Cat leaves, I think it's only going to make his numbers go up.
I agree. And I agree. I think it needs to happen, honestly. I feel like it needs to happen. Minnesota needs to rebuild. They have a lot of talent over there. They need to go ahead and I really, really feel like the NBA next year is going to be very different. I'm not sure what changes the Lakers are going to make. If they don't win this year, they're going to probably have to make some drastic changes. You think Drummond's gone?
I think at the end of the day, I think they're going to blow the whole thing up. If the Lakers doesn't win the series, which I don't really think they are. I'm not sold on the Lakers. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. I might come back on the show and be like, "Damn, Lakers proved me wrong." But I'm just not impressed with what I'm seeing from them. I think LeBron, even though he's a great player, I think that injury that he had he's still a little off, and I don't think it's going to be hard for him to get to A+ form to where he was. I think he's only going to decline. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, we might be watching the end of the great LeBron James, so to speak. If he loses this year, I promise you this, I think we'll probably start seeing a decline, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay, because, LeBron is still one of the greatest basketball players, if not the greatest basketball player ever. So, but you know what? It would be a shame to be watching NBA Finals without watching Space Jam and watching LeBron in the finals, though.
Right.
It has to be a coincidence that Space Jam is coming out the same week. Also, it's Culture Collision, by the way, and also the NBA Finals.
No doubt about it. I mean, LeBron's ambassador of the game. He's one of the best players ever played. He does a lot for the kids and community. With schools and things of that nature. His kids are doing well. His son's coming out next. We probably want to be on the lookout for him actually in a couple of years. But you know what I mean? He's done enough to be established himself as one of the greats. Anybody hates on LeBron is an idiot, as far as I'm concerned. Nobody's saying he's the best that ever done it, but he's definitely one of the best.
All right. So go and give us who's going to win the championship this year. Since you go and he told us people going to the finals.
Man, you know what? I'm gonna go with. I hate to do this, but I'm gonna go with New Jersey, man. Brooklyn. God,
Brooklyn. It's all right. Brooklyn for the championship. Okay.
Brooklyn gonna win it, man.
All right. So we over basketball right now. Let's backtrack a little bit. Yesterday was the first day we saw Joe Burrow throwing. Yesterday, what do you think of that?
Oh man, Joe Burrow, he's one. He's definitely a top-notch player. With the way ACL injuries and things of that nature is now, where they can have surgeries and things, and these kids come back, like nothing. You know what I mean? So
you already know I'm on the Joe Burrow train, baby. Choo choo.
Yeah, Joe Burrow's definitely gonna be a monster this year. I think.
There you go.
Partner him with Jamar Chase. Now I would be suspect looking at their the O line. Their O line is a little shaky. I think they could have did a little better, protecting them a little bit. But they do have a couple with T Higgins and and Jamar Chase on the outside. I think he's gonna put up monster.
So you don't think they'll be able to get that line together?
The line's gonna still be shaky. The line's still gonna be shaky, but I think he's gonna still be able to put up monster numbers.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I read an article saying that when he played for LSU, that they said he had that he worked better when he had 2 seconds, but he made a decision usually with 2 to 3 seconds. So it was well, as long as if you give him the receivers and you give him all the weapons that he had, like when he was in LSU, he'll be able to make a decision within 2 to 3 seconds, and it won't matter. So as long as the line can hold for 2 to 3 seconds, I guess we'll be fine.
And one thing with the NFL nowadays, they're not really setting their, having traditional pro style offenses. So they're taking a lot of college stuff and bringing it to the NFL. Mm-hmm. So they're probably running a lot of his offense that you ran at LSU anyway.
Yeah, so I 100% agree.
And that's the same thing with Herbert. That's why they can come in a lot of times now and just run their college offense.
Mm-hmm.
And even high school and college stuff is really what it is in the NFL.
I think we gotta like where the quarterbacks of the future are headed right now, man. With Pat Mahomes leading the future of it. We got a lot of nice quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence, he's automatic. Do we automatically just give him Rookie of the Year status already?
Yeah, I would probably say so. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is a beast, definitely for sure. I definitely would. I would probably, if I had to wager any money on it, I would definitely go Trevor Lawrence.
Man, this stuff's about the. I ain't gonna lie to you. If you want to talk about the resurgence of the hobby, if you guys are not paying attention, right, Trevor Lawrence stuff is probably going to be like Zion. His stuff's going to be like Zion prices for football, which will. If you got, and that's one of the, now I'm giving you guys a tip right now, because if you guys pay attention to how I operate, I'm giving you a tip. So this is a very big tip. Trevor Lawrence is going to restructure the way that Zion restructures the basketball hype. Yeah. Trevor Lawrence and NTs I'm predicting would be like $50K.
Yeah.
$50,000. Which then at that point people are going to go back and say, well, if he's $50,000, then Herbert should be $50,000 and Burrow should be $50,000 and everybody else should be $50,000 and so on and so forth. It's going to trigger an effect. And when that happens, literally we're going to start seeing football prices go up. That's just my prediction, and I'm calling it right now. And I think within a year we'll see that. Watch Prism basketball, Prism football. Stuff's going to be crazy.
Yeah, and then you gotta look at it too. All the quarterbacks. I mean, the last year's quarterback crop, I think, is gonna be a pretty good crop. This year, you're gonna look and see a similar crop. Next year, I'm not really sure on it. I'm not sure it's gonna be as good as the last year and this year's coming up. But definitely last year and this year's crop is gonna have enough quarterbacks to invest in.
Nice, yeah, man. I mean, my boy Lee said he's like, man, the quarterbacks from last year, Joe Burrow, and them. He's like, Trevor Lawrence, man, the next 2 years is going to be crazy.
Yeah, for sure. There's no doubt about it.
Crazy.
Now, the following year, I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to be nowhere near as good. But the last year and this year, for sure.
I definitely want to bring you on when we start talking about football. We're going to start doing our predictions on football. But I guess we can kind of do a little light preview. You got any early predictions on Super Bowl?
Well, let me put one more prediction out as far as a player to really look out for. I mean, obviously you see that Aaron Rodgers is not reporting to camp, so I would definitely look at Jordan Love's product as well.
Mm.
Jordan Love definitely, because I'm not even sure. I don't even think Rodgers is going to be there. So I would say.
So you think he retires and then he comes back and plays for Denver?
No, I think he leaves. He's going to be not playing for the Green Bay Packers. He didn't even report to camp for OTAs. I know it's voluntary, but still, I think he has a rift with the general manager. Things are going on. Jordan Love, look out. I would definitely look out for him. On side note, what were you saying about who's going to go to the Super Bowl? Are you asking me? Oh man, it's super early right now. It's hard to really tell.
We can revisit it again later on. Go ahead.
I don't want to throw something too crazy out, but I mean, obviously Tampa Bay is going to be the favorite out of the NFC.
They just re-signed Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I definitely would go with Tampa Bay, and probably the same two teams, Tampa Bay and Kansas City.
Well, and Atlanta having problems right now with Julio Jones. Where does Julio Jones go? What's your prediction on that?
Julio Jones, that's a tricky one as well. He obviously spoke out, saying he don't want to be on the team. Obviously, he's gone. I would definitely look out for like the Cowboys or somebody like that. He had a Cowboys t-shirt on a couple weeks ago, and Jerry Jones wants to spend that money.
He might play. What if he plays with Herbert? Are you talking about Herbert? He plays with Herbert, man. Arizona.
He had a Cowboys sweatshirt on the other day. I don't know. It probably doesn't mean anything, but
I wouldn't want to go play for the Cowboys. I'm sure you wouldn't want them. I don't think you want that either.
Why? But I hate the Cowboys. But he had a sweatshirt on the other day. I don't know if it's a secret team or whatever. He had it on the other day, and somebody took a picture with him. But a lot of that don't mean a whole lot. But it could be in Jacksonville. You don't know.
That's true. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like that idea. Jacksonville always finds a way to compete. Like they always find a way to compete.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt that they play well with Trevor Lawrence. Just being honest, I think they play well with Trevor Lawrence. I think he probably might end up actually playing really good.
Yeah.
And just because they always figure out a way, it's just the team itself. They always find a way. Think about all the quarterbacks they had in the past that were all trash, and they played well
because they had defenses. They always had a pretty good defense. If they can get a solid defense and have Trevor Lawrence in there with Travis Etienne,
give him a chance.
You know what I mean? Travis Etienne, Chalk, the receiver. He's not a bad receiver either, So I mean, definitely Urban Meyer. He's basically gonna come in and bring in Clemson's system. So he's gonna be familiar with everything.
All right, so I'm gonna try something different. We're about our last 10 minutes of the show, and I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. I'm gonna try a little different segment real quick. I'm gonna do something called buy and sell. Right? I'm gonna say some names for you, and I want to know what you're gonna. I want to know if you're gonna buy them or you're gonna sell them. All right? Is there a buy or there a sell? All right, you ready?
Let's go.
Burrow.
I definitely buy. No doubt about it. Hurts. I would buy Hurts.
You buy Hurts. You sound sure.
I would. Jalen Hurts. I would buy him right now. I think they just picked up. I can't think of his name. The receiver out of Alabama, young kid. Can't think of his name on top of my head, but I would definitely buy Hurts right now.
Okay.
I think like I said again, these teams are bringing in their offenses. You know what I'm saying? So Hurts came in and ran the ball and threw the ball. He didn't play terrible. He moved the ball.
Okay.
Not saying he's going to win a bunch of games, but numbers wise and production, I think he's going to have a productive year.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
John Morant.
John Morant, I would definitely buy him.
You gonna definitely buy him? He's been shaky for like the last 90 days. He decides to play. First game in playoffs, goes crazy.
But they're HC, right? They're playing Utah, right? And they already got one, right? What did he drop in that game?
Almost 30 something. I thought. Yeah.
I'm buying John Morant right now.
Buying John Morant. Okay. LaMelo Ball.
LaMelo.
Buy or sell?
Man, you gotta buy LaMelo Ball. All these ones, man. You asking me everybody about the Hurts was the only one that was tricky so far, but
okay.
The rest of them are fine.
All right, Mr. Trubisky.
Mr. Trubisky. That's your boy. Sell his ass.
Sell.
He's sold, bro.
All right. Okay. All right, I got another one. Oh gosh, Jameis Winston.
That's a good one there. That's a real good one. That's a tricky one there. He's gonna have his first year starting under New Orleans with the quarterback. Man, that's a good one there. I want to buy him. I gotta sell him though. Even though I want to buy him, I'll sell him.
Jameis Winston is a sell. Okay.
I think even though I want to, that's a teeter one there. But overall, I think I'll sell him.
All right. Cam Newton.
Cam Newton selling.
Selling Cam Newton?
I'm selling.
Belichick says he's coming back another year.
I think
you don't like that?
I think the kid. I think by game 6 or 7, he's gonna be on the bench.
He's gonna be on the bench.
I think they're gonna put the Alabama kid in there.
Okay. Drew Lock.
Trash. Selling him.
Sell it. Drew Lock is trash.
To me, he's gone. I wouldn't buy him.
All right. Kobe White.
Your boy. Oh man. I mean, I got hope for Kobe, man. I got to sell him right now. But I was his biggest cheerleader going one time. He still got a chance though, man. Come on now. I ain't not gave up on him yet.
You ain't give up on him yet?
I'm gonna sell him for now though.
You sell so Kobe White is a sell. Officially
right
he's
now.
a sell.
For right now, but he might creep back up though.
He might creep back up. Okay, Kobe White. All right, well that's cool, man. I ain't gonna ask you no more this week, man. But next
how about
time,
this? Buy or sell Cole Anthony.
Cole Anthony, sell. I ain't have to think about it. That's Kobe White 2.0. I gotta definitely have to take. I'll take Kobe White over Cole Anthony. I'm sorry.
Wait, this is my boy, man.
Out of there, he's gone. Oh, here you go, Cam Reddish, buy or sell.
Oh, that's your boy. I'm
That's
selling
a tricky
Cam
one.
Reddish. I'm selling Cam Reddish, man. I just can't. Yeah, that's your boy. That's not my boy. That's a lot of people's fan favorite, but I mean, I'm not really a big Cam Reddish fan. This is my opinion.
Okay.
I think he's a good player, but I just don't see the drive and the effort to get where you want to be because I think he's injured right now, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not sold on Cam Reddish.
All right, so Joe Garza gave us one. He says DeAndre Ayton, buy or sell.
You know what? The way Ayton's been playing the last couple of games, man, I'm gonna go ahead and buy Ayton, man. I wasn't a big fan of him, but Ayton's hooping right now, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and buy him. You know, he's getting it in right now. I'm not a fan.
Absolutely. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was the same way. I was buying Ayton. I bought 30 optic base Aytons to grade. They're PSA right now. Hopefully they do well. And I also bought like 30 Michael Porter base optics. Hopefully they both grade out well and I'll do well on those. But I was buying both of those early last year. So I think we'll be just fine on those two investments. All right, here's another one. Daniel Jones.
I'm selling Daniel Jones, man. I'm not a big fan of Daniel Jones.
He's trash.
He's not all the way trash, but he's not a franchise quarterback to me. You know, I think he's okay, but I'm not sold on him. Even though they may be a little bit better, you know, they get the running back, Barkley, but I'm not a big fan of Daniel Jones.
Fair enough. All right, well, you did a good job, man. I appreciate you giving me all your input on buying and selling.
No doubt.
All right, so we got about 7 minutes left, guys. If you guys have any questions or concerns that you may want to ask or talk about, feel free to chime in and ask me, Prism God, or my boy T, any questions that you guys have. Appreciate you guys chiming in, too, today. We're lacking Kobe Collector. He's on vacation, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to be an opportunity to come in and step in for Kobe, man. I know he's one of the GOATs out here, along with Prism God, the GOATs out here with this thing. I'm just happy to step in for him.
Appreciate it. All right, so we got nobody asking any questions or concerns. I'm going to ask a question for you guys, and this gets you. I'm going to do a giveaway. Let me give away something. I think I'm going to give a Culture Collision t-shirt away. If you guys can tell me, the first person to tell me who Terrell's predictions for the NBA Finals was. Who's paying attention? The first person to tell me who Terrell's predictions for the NBA Finals was for the people that are listening. Let's see. Joel Garza's out there. Jose's out there. Let's see. Anthony Cox is out there. We got a couple people viewing and listening right now. You guys asleep? What's going on? Guess they are asleep. Nobody wants a free T-shirt? Goodness gracious. It's a tough crowd tonight. All right, well,
they probably
it's
think
like nobody's paying attention. Everybody's doing something else.
They probably think I'm crazy saying Phoenix.
Joel says he came on late. All right, Jose said Brooklyn. I said name the two teams that will get to the finals. One out of the West and one out of the East. Terrell actually mentioned it a second ago. If you guys can name, if somebody names, let's say he said the Suns and Brooklyn. Huey P. There we go.
Yeah,
My
man.
boy Huey P, aka Scholar, said it. Hey, I didn't even know you were here, man.
Yeah, do it, man. You gotta go out on a limb, man.
Look at that. Look, Huey P said the Suns in Brooklyn. I have to give my boy a T-shirt tomorrow. Golly. Well, I'm glad you came through. I appreciate you guys listening and chiming in. If you guys have any questions, we got about 4 more minutes before we head out. You can ask me questions about Culture Collision. You can ask any questions about collections, cards, if you want to see some dope stuff. I can kind of show you some of the cards I picked up this past weekend. I showed you guys briefly my Joe Burrow 101 Select that I picked up this weekend. It's pretty cool. It's actually a very nice card. I also picked up a Justin Herbert Flawless. I picked up a a Luka Doncic Spotlight, which is probably worth a little bit more than what I sold it for now. They say good look, and Julio said he's going to the Pats. Watch. Okay. Here's another card I thought was pretty cool. You know anything about Soccer T?
Oh no, that's one thing I gotta do some more research on. I picked up a couple of the blaster boxes and things like that.
This kid is supposed to be the Tom Brady of soccer.
What's his name?
Erling Haaland.
My last name?
Yep, Haaland. I bought the 101 in Dallas. It's pretty cool.
He's
the
the
second
man?
year, pretty dope. Very nice pickup. His stuff is crazy high right now. I'm just learning, man. I'm doing the same thing. I'm learning as well, so I don't know everything. So I appreciate you guys. But Big T, I appreciate you coming in and checking us out. If nobody has any questions, what'd you say?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I really appreciate you chiming in and giving everybody in the hobby an hour, a solid hour on Prism God Show. Hopefully we can get you on for the football segment. Love to have you back on. Still my brother, my friend. I appreciate your insight and everything. I'm glad we got you a part of the hobby, and hopefully you stick with us. Again, if you have any questions or concerns, you guys can always hit me up on IG. I go by Prism God. T, you can tell them your name.
Yeah, I go by Trouble123. Also, if you go by Instagram, I go to True TRU _2 _life. Those are my that's what my Instagram is, and Trouble is my Twitter, things of that nature. And so just hit me up.
Yeah, this guy has a lot of good insight on sports. He's like I said, he's a good guy I lean on when it comes to football information and just trying to learn what's going on. Because again, a lot of times we're too busy to kind of like take the time to read some stuff. So sometimes it's good to have good people to lean on when you have questions or concerns in the hobby. So we really appreciate you guys chiming in and listening to us today. I'm glad you guys have fun with us because I have fun. It's always fun. Talking to my friends on the podcast here and just talking about what we love, the hobby, sports, and that nature. And we appreciate you.
No doubt.
All right. So with that being said, catch us next week, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'll probably have another guest on there unless Kobe Collector decides to want to come back. Maybe we'll have a guest with Kobe Collector. We'll figure that out. Really appreciate your time and thank you. The Prism God is out. My boy T.
All right, y'all. Take it easy, man. Yeah, just go out there and grab some of those cards, man. Get some of those.
There we go. Whenever you get discouraged, guys, just keep grinding. Buy the dip. Buy the dip. Buy the dip. Buy the dip, baby.